Erbil, Kurdistan, Iraq, the city where I currently live in. As much as I love this city, but the recent heat waves have become really challenging, especially when there's not much to do. So I've decided to pack my bags and leave with some friends to go on a road trip to the most beautiful place on the planet.
The Bluetooth device is ready to pair.
بدل كي.
احنا بخلطناهم.
لا لا هنا.
تو.
تاريخ. First, I've got to travel all the way to Zakhor, which is the last city before getting to the land border between Iraq and Turkey. I actually got quite lucky because they've recently just finished this highway, which makes a trip much more convenient. We finally reached Zakhor. Now we'll take a short break and try the famous shish kebab that everyone's been talking about, Kebab Fahmi. I honestly was mind blown because it tasted absolutely amazing for a kebab this small. Finished off with some really hot tea in this weather because, you know, Kurdish habits. Now off to the border. I got really lucky because as I'm uploading this video, it takes more than 10 hours to cross this border, whereas I crossed in less than an hour because there was no traffic. We stopped immediately in the first city, which is called Slopi, to buy a SIM card so that we can use it to turn on the sat-nav. We then traveled non-stop all the way to Mardin, one of the most stunning cities in Turkey. We went for a quick bite and enjoyed the view of Mardin from far away. We then carried on to our final destination for the night, which is Diyarbakir, also known as Ahmed, the largest city of the Kurdish nation. We had an amazing time enjoying the live music before heading back to our hotel. Next morning, I didn't want to waste much time because we had a long way ahead to our final destination. So I quickly grabbed some breakfast in this place called Mustafa's World of Breakfast. The sat-nav here actually made a wrong turn and took us inside the campus of Dicle University, where I had to make a U-turn at the end. I mean, I don't regret it because I enjoyed the tour, and I must say the campus was enormous with lots of green areas. Erzurum is probably one of the most calming cities that I've been to in Turkey. I used Google Maps in order to find this restaurant that I'm going to, which is apparently 3 centuries old. I mean, I loved the atmosphere inside, but the food was kind of less than average. I mean, when you come to Turkey, you always expect decent food, am I right? We then did some power washing because a whole army of insects had taken over my front windshield. Then heading back on the road, hopefully reaching our final destination by tonight. The road to Trabzon contained a lot of potholes and they'd recently released fresh asphalt which did damage to my car, but things actually started to get more exciting here. I mean, wait here, when it said 14,000 meters, I was honestly baffled. For the past 100 kilometers, we hadn't seen a single car on our route, and now we had to pass through this tunnel for 14 kilometers in the middle of nowhere, which made it even more scarier. I was expecting a light at the end of the tunnel view, but then this happened. We faced extreme foggy weather that I've never witnessed before. I mean, you could literally not see anything in front of you, and I couldn't even drive faster than 20 kilometers per hour. And no, it got even worse. I got a flat tire in the middle of another tunnel. I barely managed to exit the tunnel and park, where I had to wait for an hour to get help because our wrench couldn't fit on our wheels for some reason. Next morning, we woke up early in Riza. I'm thankful that we made it this far after many challenges. I honestly want to give credit to the locals here who were very friendly with us last night. Now we make our way to our final destination where we travel through some amazing scenery and do some activities.
لقى بتزوجها خوش نبي سفرك هيت ستامينا من يتر كده تسيجيش بنت كباس.
This is Ida. I will be catching a bus to my final destination here, because apparently I cannot get there with my own car for some reason. Then I found out the reason why that was. The roads here were a mess. I had to take this 45-minute bus ride all the way to the top of the mountain. I mean, you could see that the bus had to reverse and build up momentum to just climb this road over here. The fog kept getting worse and worse, which meant that we could hardly see anything outside. I honestly didn't know how the driver could keep up with these conditions. Another scary part was that we were driving right on the edge of the cliff. The thing that annoyed me most was thinking that with these weather conditions, the top would probably be the same and all this effort would be gone to waste and we'd have to go back. But then, I regained hope. And I guess good luck finally knocked on our door. I witnessed the most beautiful view in my life that I've never seen before traveling to more than 50 countries. We were casually driving over the clouds in the sky, just like I used to watch them doing in the Jetsons.